Hey guys, welcome to my channel. My name is Haley and today I'm going to be sharing why I will not be watching 13 Reasons Why. I could have made this a while ago, but I didn't until right now, just because I learned more about the show today, so it even just furthered my opinion along. So I have nothing against what the show stands for per se. I have nothing against the scenes in the show. I mean, I do, but I get there's warnings, blah, blah, blah. I don't care about that. This is just more, other reasons. So if you're interested in my opinion, please continue watching, I guess. So I did not watch the first season. I am not going to watch it. Probably not. I am not going to watch the second season. And my reasoning is, I don't feel the need to shed light on what you shouldn't do. And it's not that these things don't happen. Of course they do, and it's very, very sad. It's very tragic, and I wish they didn't happen. However, when there's rape scenes and you see girls don't go tell anybody that they were raped, it's like, why are we taking 10 steps back and not having them tell an adult, tell their parents, tell a friend, anything like that? And that's what I think is wrong with the show. It's not that I think I can't handle rape scenes personally. It makes me very upset. I personally am very lucky where I have never been sexually assaulted of any way. But I personally can't handle watching those scenes. If you've ever gone through that, I'm sorry. And if you think the show, again, this is not to go against anyone else's opinion by any means. This is just my opinion, again. And if you disagree with me, let me know down below nicely. There's no need to argue for any reason. But going back, I think it's very important to show children, because kids are going to watch the show. It doesn't matter if there's warning, it doesn't matter if it's mature. It's Netflix. I had a MySpace at 12 years old. You weren't supposed to have it until you were 14 or 16. I had a Facebook at 14. You weren't supposed to have it until you were 16 or 18. I don't remember. Kids are very smart. They get away around from their parents. Like, it's very easy. So it doesn't matter. Kids will watch it, and that's not even what I have a problem with. As I stated, I have a problem with things going wrong, raping, bullying, all this stuff, which are things we need to shed light on by all means. But then no one telling an adult, telling a friend, confiding in anybody, and that's what I have a problem with. Because we went through this whole Me Too movement, and then we're now watching a show that makes girls, and I understand, like I said, I've never been put in that situation, so maybe this is accurate and stuff. It doesn't matter, because as stated, we need to shed light on what we should do. If you've been sexually harassed by any means or bullied, you should be telling an adult, you should be telling a friend, you should have something. We need to shed light on these problems and show people what to do, because kids are very, very impressionable. And you can be any age. I mean, you could be 24, you can be 84 and, have something that you wanted to tell somebody for so long but didn't think anybody would believe you or anything like that. And you should feel the need to say something and feel like it's okay. And in media and in TV shows and movies and everything, that's what we should be showing. We shouldn't be showing kids or anybody that you shouldn't say anything. That's wrong. And that's, again, my opinion. And like I said, I did not watch the show. I have heard about the scenes, multiple scenes. I don't feel the need to support it. And that's my opinion. And I'm allowed to not watch the show and have an opinion on this. I have 2 nieces and a nephew, and they're 16, 14, and going to be 13. And I would want them to feel like they can come to me if anything would happen to them. Sexual assault, bullying, if they feel the need to kill themselves, I would want them to come to me. And that's what I feel like this day and age we should be worrying about, and not keeping it inside, because that's the problem. And my people at work were laughing at me this morning because I was saying that we should be concentrating on things like the Breakfast Club. The Breakfast Club It is such a good movie. I have not seen it. Please watch it. It's so good. Because these 5 kids get detention on a Saturday, and you figure out that they all have, you know, lives at home that people they don't share about. The one was going to kill himself, or I can't remember. I haven't seen the movie in years. I should watch it. The one gets abused at home. The one's dad encourages him to bully people so he can seem tough and everything. And the one girl hates her life at home so much that she goes to Saturday morning detention every weekend. And the rich girl, you know, it just, that's the stuff we need to be worrying about, is that they find all this out together and they have a mutual respect for each other. Because then I can't remember, no, that was going to be dumb. They don't show you what happens when they go back to school, but I would assume when they go back to school that they may not be friends. You don't need to be friends with somebody, but you have a mutual understanding. And then maybe the jock won't beat up the nerd anymore because the nerd hates his life at home and doesn't want to be the way he is, but his parents make him that way. The jock doesn't want to beat up kids, but his teammates and his dad encourages him. So it's just, that's what I think we should be concentrating on, not shedding a light on someone being raped and then not telling anybody, keeping it to themselves. Apparently, this one character has raped a bunch of girls, and you're telling me that none of the girls are going to confide in anybody? Multiple girls? Not even each other? They should have a support group of some sort. And that, I know with the show, it's not real, but this stuff does happen, and we need to be concerned about what to do whenever this happens to somebody in real life, because shooting up a school is not an answer, suicide is not an answer, bullying is not an answer, raping is not an answer, and holding all that stuff in, if something like that happens to you, or if you feel like you want to do that, that is not the answer. We need to feel like people can confide in somebody, not, I feel like I'm just beating a drum. Like, I know I keep saying the same thing, but it's just, I feel people are getting so defensive over the show because of that scene. That's not the I heard about it, and yes, it was a bit much, in my opinion, but I'm not going to watch it. I had no intentions of watching the show. It's my decision. I don't need to see it. Did I think it was appropriate? No, but they did have the proper warnings. I'm not mad about that. They gave people enough warning that this is a mature show, it's graphic. That's beside the point. It's the action afterwards, how, I guess someone asked the kid how school was, and he didn't say anything. That's the problem I have with it. Now, that is real life, because if I was being bullied, maybe, depending. I'm very lucky. When I went to school, I was not bullied. In high school, I was not bullied. I didn't see, at least not to that extent, for any means. Like, I got called a couple names that I talked about in a previous video. I got called some names, and, you know, I'm grateful, I guess, that it wasn't worse. But I am very grateful to have gone to a school at that time. I mean, it probably has changed. I've heard it's changed because, like I said, I have 2 nieces and nephew. My niece goes there, and my nephew and my other niece go to my middle school. And things have definitely changed since I graduated 7 years ago. But I was very grateful where the bullying was definitely not that to that extent. The people got called names, and that was the extent. No one got beat the crap out of. Definitely not to that extent. Not anywhere close. As far as I know, no one got sexually assaulted. I don't know. Maybe because they felt like they couldn't go to anybody. But this, again, was 7 years ago. We should be making so much progress by now, especially after last year. But I know these things happen, and we should be shedding a light on them, but we should be shedding a light on how to take care of it better, not hold it in. So I know this is me rambling, but I feel like this is very important. I hope this reaches a decent amount of people, and I would like for schools to create some sort of like support group in the way of like maybe some way it could be private. I don't know, but I want kids to feel like they have people to talk to by all means. And you know, we talked about it at work. Sorry, this is kind of going off again, but no one committed suicide that I know when I was in high school. There might have been grades younger than me, but my specific grade, when I was in high school, no one committed suicide. After I graduated, one of my friends, but I wasn't outside school friends, they committed suicide a couple years after school. which is very sad. He was a very nice person. He was a very nice human being. But felt like he had nobody. He was kind of a loner in school. But in regards to that, I know there was just a couple years ago, I think he was in 10th grade. It's way after I graduated. I know he was adopted, and he apparently didn't have any friends in school, and then he jumped off a bridge. He literally killed himself walking home from school. I don't remember if he had his backpack with him, but I know they found his backpack. He was literally walking home from school and jumped off a bridge because he felt like he had nobody. I mean, that would be really hard. You don't have any friends to talk to, plus your parents aren't your real parents. Yeah. So, but it wasn't, okay, sorry, like, it's just very sad to me that people feel that that's all they have. But it was the aftermath of people being like, oh, we miss you so much, blah, 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 blah. I'm like, this kid, you weren't his friend. This kid felt like he had nobody. And all of a sudden you're, creating all these posts. And that's the problem. Like, people care about you after you die. And that is the problem. They care about you while you're still here. You don't know what people are going through at home. You don't know what they're going through at school. Because I definitely didn't, confide in my parents when I was going to school. But like I said, nothing, thank God, was very serious where I would want to take my own life. But besides the point, we need to take care of each other. We need to I'm just not a sensitive person, thankfully, in some ways. Like, if people call me a name, I don't care. Kids are sensitive, but we need to teach our children to not bully. Violence is not the answer. I don't believe in violence of any sorts. I'm a verbal person. I believe everything can be talked out. You can ask anybody. I do not like violence of any type. This video is too long. Sorry, I didn't write anything, tips or anything, because I didn't think I'd talk this much. Maybe I cut some out because I got beat myself. Anyways, that is my opinion. We need to figure out a way to love each other, and we need to teach each other to not hold it in. We need to let it out. We need to tell a parent, a friend, a teacher, anything. We need to do that, because not having anything and then it coming out years later doesn't do anything. It doesn't do anything for you. It doesn't do anything to that person. It just hurts you from keeping it inside for so long. Or all your life. I couldn't imagine. My mom got sexually assaulted, and she didn't tell anybody until she married my dad, and it was like when she was young from her uncle. So I couldn't imagine keeping that to myself for 15 years. No. Anyway, sorry, that's just, I want my main problem of the store. So this whole 15-minute video, this is what I'm trying to get through, is that we need to speak up. Do not hold it in. We need to let people know when something bad happens. If you feel unsafe, if you feel like you're going to kill yourself, you feel so depressed in your life, speak up. There is always somebody out there that will care. Maybe not at your school, but maybe at home. If not at home, maybe at school. In neither of those places, church, counseling, find an after-school activity, go to the library. There's so many options in life where you can confide in somebody or find somebody you care about or find something you want to live for and everything. So this is my opinion. Like I said, if you disagree with me or if you have, anything to add on to my 4 words I pretty much said over and over again, leave it down below, because I am interested in how you think maybe this show helps younger generations or younger kids or anything. Because if the point of the show isn't to shed light on something, I don't think it should be aired. I have a hard enough time reading the news nowadays. I don't need to watch it on a show. Criminal Minds does it just fine. So, anyways, thanks so much for watching, guys. If you agree, let me know. But yeah, please subscribe if you'd like, and like the video on this depressing topic. But yeah, see you next time.